Minasan, good morning. My name's Kumari Noto. I am your weather faerie extraordinaire, and unfortunately, I come to you with news of crazy. Essentially, if you don't already know what's going on, I've actually been kind of keeping up with the news as much as I can all throughout the day so far today. And I am trying really, really hard to continue doing so in a simple enough manner in order to get news across that we may need, or if you don't happen to know, you can know. Good morning, Toasty. Good morning, Ronessa. And good morning, Dee. Hello, sweet bees. I was really conflicted today about what exactly I should be doing, mostly because if I come on here and I'm like, hey, this is a thing, this is something we need to talk about, this is something that everybody does need to be aware about, or anybody that is in the affected areas, they do need to be aware about, specifically in an English language that's pretty easy to access, that's great, but I also desperately do not want to provide any kind of poor information. So while I am here with you today, bees, I am also listening on one of my ears to specifically listen to the NHK World, the news basically, to know what's going on so far. So if you have not learned anything today, what has happened earlier this morning, what exact time was it? Nandaro. At approximately 9:40 a.m. today? No, that's when it was the warning and stuff. I do remember it was around 8 a.m. to show. Today? I need to get the exact thing. I want the exact damn time. I'm pretty sure it was right before 9 a.m. Basically, this ended up happening in just the side peninsula of Russia. Because it is so close to Japan, of course, that we were going to be around 6 hours ago, approximately. No, it's 5:01 p.m. right at this very moment. But I do remember getting some kind of pings at 9, even though I had to coach today for English speech contest, so there was a lot of things that were happening. As for the news that is currently going on right now, if there's anything really big, I will interrupt myself. But for now, I'm just going to try and put things together as we go. Basically, what ended up happening is that the Kamchatka Peninsula in Russia ended up having a really, really large earthquake. In fact, it was just upgraded about 2 hours ago now to an 8.8 from an 8.7, which is the 6th highest recorded in human history. Well, 6th highest in recorded human history. Maybe there's more. There's probably more. There's been a lot of time on this planet without us. From that, obviously, it immediately triggered tsunami warnings for not only Japan, but also Alaska, Hawaii, Indonesia, Canada, anywhere on the Pacific Rim and the West Coast as well. It is the largest since 2011. Hi, Dip Dip! Good morning! Because of this, it was 8:25 a.m. JST. Sorry, there you go. Just got the information there. Because of this, obviously, at first, what ended up happening was there was an immediate tsunami advisory put on, but since then, pretty much but only an hour or even earlier after, there was a tsunami warning, and I do say to please respect those warnings as best as you can for pretty much almost the entire east side of Japan, not including places that are farther than Kyoto and Osaka, down near Hiroshima and otherwise. They are actually seeing raised sea levels right now, but currently we're still up in Iwate in Kujiport with a 1 meter, 30 centimeter tides. I'm actually going to pull up for us Google Maps. Just give me a hot second. I couldn't do a ton of preparation for this bad boy. So let me just do that. That'll probably work. Let me grab you guys a window capture. The one that's down here is actually paint, and I'm going to be doing doo-doo-doo. There we go. Let's do this. I'm going to be showing you exactly how a tsunami kind of works later on. So take a peek at this map right here. This is a map of Japan. I'm using Google Maps right now. Thanks, Googs. The earthquake ended up happening right up here in the Kamchatka Peninsula. It ended up happening right up here. They have ended up getting a ton of obviously damage from the earthquake itself, but also a bunch of flooding into multiple places that ended up having a lot of like industrial places, like a fishing cannery and etc. Alongside that, obviously because we're so close, look, Hokkaido's only right there. Immediately we ended up getting a full warning for that, but because the earthquake was so large, it is affecting everywhere here. Now, a lot of people that I ended up seeing on comment threads, especially on YouTube and the such, there's a lot of commenting about like, oh, this is a nothing burger, and oh, nothing is happening, where unfortunately there have been confirmed deaths. So I do want to say, please take this as seriously as humanly possible. I do want to make sure that you keep an eye on that. Sweet bees. So basically, because Hokkaido was the really, really scary place, basically, it's less so up here that I found, but over here they ended up getting in Hamanaka over here we did end up seeing, I believe it was the 80 centimeters there. I'm going to double check once that graph comes up for me again. Hamanaka did end up getting completely evacuated. And then over here, I live in Tohoku, which is all the way up here. You can see all of this area. I'm not going to show you exactly where I live, but there are many, many places here. Aomori ended up seeing some problems, but the main issue that we ended up seeing was in Iwate today. Iwate and Miyagi, Ishinomaki ended up seeing 80 centimeters of rised sea level. Now, like, make sure that you do end up keeping this in mind when I'm talking to you about this. The raised sea level in general is not just like a big wave coming all at once. Sometimes we think about that in the movies where we're like, oh man, it's a giant 10-foot wave, and it doesn't always work like that. As tides, the tide only rises and falls every 12 hours or so, as we know. But in Iwate area right now, actually, this is the area in question that we're seeing, Kuji up here, which ended up seeing a rise and fall of 1 meter and 30 centimeters within a 40-minute time frame, and we are still seeing news for that as well, because we're kind of in a world where we live with a lot of live coverage pretty much at all times. We do end up seeing a lot of people going, oh my god, it's not immediately, like, it's not a giant wave, I'm not here watching a giant wave, where you can actually see full waves in places like Russia up on the peninsula up north. You're not actually seeing it over here, but rather it's basically assuming, if I may, if we have here's a ground, okay? I'm gonna do this. This is the ground, and it goes into the ocean. In the ocean. And when we get a cool earthquake, wow wow. Oh, you can't actually see that part here. Wow, 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 right? Or there's like a cut, like, and it goes like this. Then the ocean will end up going like wooble, 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 and it get more difficult to handle. The amplitude will rise closer to here. But what we're currently seeing right now is basically like, oh, it happened and the tide goes out, and now you see that, ooh, right there. It's as if kind of the entire thing is rising at the same time. It's like the whole ocean's like, hello, I heard you like your horizon. I don't actually like it. The ocean will go wobble waddle pretty much all the time. Considering that if you look out into the ocean, you might end up seeing like, oh shit, like that just looks higher than usual. It may not present itself, especially immediately, like a giant wave, but it will end up being scarier than you think it is. If you are anywhere near a coastline and somehow in the last 6 hours hasn't evacuated, please make sure that you definitely do so. It is very, very important that you end up doing that, because if you are, say, here, not real life size, and you can see that tsunami coming, it is already too late. The water will catch up to you, and I do not want anyone to die. In Australia, way out of the way. Right on! Sounds good to me. And hi, Abby, good morning. Yeah, it still remains to be seen what comes to the shore exactly. A lot of people also don't realize that after said earthquake and the crazy waves that start, it's not just the first or the second or the third. It usually takes approximately a whole day to really see what kind of damage and challenges that places will end up seeing after a while. So please listen to whatever is happening in your local area. If you happen to be in Japan, especially in this area of Kuji, I believe this entire area is actually has been completely, as well as Noda, Nandaro, it's been completely evacuated, so make sure drink up all of the tsunami for all of us, hey? But not only in Kuji, the second highest places that we actually ended up seeing, we're down here in Miyagi. This is a really popular city, Sendai. We've talked about it here quite a bit because our lovely, wonderful idol, Date Sayurin, she ended up, she grew up, this is her hometown in Sendai. Right, slightly up north is a place called Ishinomaki, a fantastic little place, which also, it has a lot of history, it has a lot of things. There's like a manga museum, there is Cat Island, one of my favorite places ever. Reports of around 2.75 meters for Hawaii, but damage isn't bad for now. That's great. Yeah, Ishinomaki is fantastic. However, the entire city has been completely evacuated, and I do need to make sure that if you are somewhere around this area, and especially around Sendai's harbor and ports, that you do get out of there as soon as possible. Through Aomori, Iwate, Sendai, and of course Fukushima Prefecture, Iwaki here has seen quite a few waves. Anybody near the coast is also getting completely evacuated. Hirono here, Naraha, and Namie, being the three bigger areas in this place, have also been completely, I guess I should put this over here now that I'm looking at it, have been completely, evacuated here. So again, make sure that you definitely move your boat. Seeing it in 2012 was rough. The coolest part about Ishinomaki right now is that because they have a lot more access to I suppose they have new floodgates that they completely closed. They have more infrastructure specifically to deal with earthquakes and tsunami. We're expecting not as much damage as you would normally see here. Unfortunately, I have received bad news of people panicking really hard and things not going super well for them, but I'll go over that in just a tiny bit more here. So if we look again at all of Japan, what we're mostly talking about here, the main areas that are ended up being affected at the moment are up here in Hokkaido, mostly actually on the southern coast, which I'm really surprised by. But if you think about it like, oh yeah, this hits here, sure, but this is the area that'll come out and then go back in a lot more. Up on this side here, Tohoku is the area up here. We have Ibaraki, which ended up getting a lot of their places were also evacuated. Fukushima Miyagi, Iwate, and Aomori on the eastern side of it. If you're wondering more about Tokyo and places over here, we have seen that in Chiba area, there has been some on the Choshi side, there has been, and Kashima just recently in the last hour or so ended up getting an evacuation order just in case. Now remember, when you are seeing things like an evacuation order and they're made, and if there's barely anything that ends up happening in that area, that is the best case scenario. Why do people end up putting out an evacuation order, you ask? It's because there is a chance that there can be significant human life lost in this, not just with the damage that ends up happening to the buildings, but also the rescue efforts and the cleanup effort as well. The less human lives that are lost, the better it will end up being. So definitely get out of here. Down here by Sagami Bay, we did end up hearing that Kamakura, as well as Odawara, a place that I really enjoy actually, has been completely evacuated, which is insane to me because it feels like that's the kind of city that can't be evacuated. It is very, very large. They're mostly going inland, as you can see right over here. This is where Mount Fuji is, every Mount Fuji is obviously one of the highest locations, if not, well, I mean, it's the one that they can go to. It's one that everybody can go to. I mean, anybody in Hakone should be fine, and that's probably where everybody will go. You can see that this area is slightly higher in elevation, and hopefully people are safe there. We've only recently heard, like, we did know that Ito, as well as this Izu Peninsula, has been seeing tsunami levels actually rising for a while, but only in the last hour or so did we end up getting actual confirmation that things are happening. Stay safe. The first wave may not be the biggest one. In fact, the first waves are generally not the biggest one, just like what we've already seen here today. When the back order hits, it's usually ahead of expected danger, so you'll have time to move to shelter. Precisely that. We're kind of in a spot right now where Japan is really, unfortunately, used to disasters that are similar to this. Here's my news right now. Iwate Kuji Port is still hitting that 1 meter 30 centimeter up and down. Hanasaki in Hokkaido. Hachijojima Island in Tokyo also 80 centimeters. Ishinomaki is 70 centimeters. Many places are hitting 60, like Orirai, Oshima Island, Kashima, Tokachi, Erimo, and Hachinohe. 50 centimeters in Kamaishi in Iwate, Sendai Port in Miyagi, Miyako, and Tateyama. From 40 centimeters, we have many more. Mutsogawara, Chishijima, Ishinomaka Ayukawa, which is farther inward, Kushiro Port, Kozushima Island, Shimoda in Shizuoka as well, which is just right beside us here, right here. Ofunato, Tanegashima Island, Kumano, Shirahama Town, Amami Oshima Island, Nase Port, Minami Osumi Town, Nichinan Aburatsu Port. All of these are 40 centimeters still. Keep that in mind. I'm here. 30 centimeters for Monbetsu Port, Eisashi Town, Choshi in Chiba, which we just looked at. Yokohama Port, that's right, in Kanagawa. Kumano in Mie, and Tsubota in Tokyo, in an island. Tahara in Aichi. Kushimoto Town, Owase Port in Mie, Miyazaki Port. Murodo Mutsu Sekinehama mo in Aomori, which is farther up north, in Tohoku again. Definitely keep that in mind. We're getting more information. Kagoshima, Tokara, Nakanoshima, Abashiri in Hokkaido. Kakodate also got 30 centimeters. Nachikatsuura, Tosa, Shimizu, Minami Town in Tokushima as well. This is only recently in the past hour or so. Toba in Mie, Wakkanai Port in Hokkaido. That's the very tip top. Nakatosa, Shibushi, Gobo in Wakayama, and Umaezaki in Shizuoka, also 30 centimeters, and only recently updated about 20 minutes ago. Chiba Port is starting the 20 centimeter trend with Hyuga, Hogoshima in Miyazaki, Harumi in Tokyo, Nagoya in Aichi, Tenpo-san in Osaka, Handa Kinyura Port in Aichi. Toyohashi Mikawa Port, Urakawa Town in Hokkaido, Yaizu, Shizuoka, Tanegashima Island, Nishino Omote in Kagoshima, Yokosuka Port in Kanagawa, and Saiki. Those two The last two are 10 centimeters. Continuing the 10 centimeter trend is the Awaji Island in Sumoto, Misaki Town in Osaka, Uwajima Port in Ehime, Nakagusuku Port in Okinawa, Yokkaichi Port in Mie, Miyako Island in Okinawa. Oh, hold on. Yes, okay, same. Makurazaki in Kagoshima, Kochi, Beppu in Oita, Komatsushima in Tokushima, Minami Daito Island in Okinawa, Akune in Kagoshima, Naha Port in Okinawa, Miura Higashi Port in Kanagawa, Miura Aburatsubo in Kanagawa, Ito in Shizuoka, and Wakayama Port. And yes, Ronessa is saying the right thing. Reminder to not underestimate smaller wave sizes, including 10 centimeter ones. Floodwater is an active health hazard is absolutely true. Whenever we think of, oh yeah, like 10 centimeters of water, oh, that's like nothing. That's like half a glass of water. Yes, and when it is on the ground, remember that we're talking about rows above what we normally expect during that particular time. And when you see those floodwaters coming up higher, or when you see your rivers running backwards, that's when you really need to make sure that you will stay as far away as possible. Geez, if you're seeing that already, you should only be watching that through a television screen and nothing else. A large amount of water is a lot more solid than your own body. Please remember that water is so heavy. 1 liter of water is approximately 1 kilogram. So if you get a lot of it in front of you, it will be heavier than you think. If anybody's ever stood in a river before, perhaps even one that only goes up to 12 inches or a foot high, you'll end up seeing like, oh man, like the water is stronger than I think, and it's just like that, but there's a lot more of it. So make sure that you definitely keep that away. When a vac advisory hits, get your essentials in a backpack should actually not be when it happens. If you are, oh, okay, hold on. Sorry, they're talking about Tohoku right now. Nope, they continue. Okay, yes. Yes. There's a reason why video games debuff your movement speed in water like crazy. I mean, I'm sure that UBs have ever tried just walking in the shallow end of a pool, and that's still water, remember? Still water. Or if you've ever gone to a wave pool before, and you can't really control yourself or where you go, yeah. But remember that underneath that water, there's even more debris, potential problems that ends up happening. I want to make sure that everybody stays as safe as humanly possible. I am going to quickly double check the extra news that I might have here. Lots of biohazards, including like if we can imagine underneath the water that you probably won't be able to see under, wood, rocks, stone coming at you really, really, really high. Updated as of 22 minutes ago, Ofunato is 40 centimeters tall. Kamisu Kashima Port 60 centimeters tall. Yaizu is 2. Gobo Haido is 20 and then 30 respectively, and Wakkanai is that 30 that we ended up seeing. The arrival of the first wave definitely was confirmed in Izu Oshima, and definitely different places will end up having different details about what ends up happening with a tsunami. Obviously Tohoku, the area that ended up going through the Dainihon Shinsai, the Great Eastern Japan earthquake, there's going to be a lot more attention to that kind of infrastructure on that side. We are still potentially able to see waves as high as 3 meters high, so definitely make that. Any jealousy? What's up? Jellyfish? I'm pretty sure that's the least of your worries. Okay, something that I will also say, B, is as much as this is a really shitty thing to have to say out loud, please do not panic if you are in the middle of evacuating. It is very, very, very important that you do not panic whatsoever. And the reason why is this just in. I have news. Specifically, I have water, don't worry. I have news specifically about a 58-year-old woman probably, allegedly, we don't actually know the information yet, a 58-year-old woman drove her car accidentally off a cliff, and probably what we believe to be is in the middle of evacuating. Make sure that you do not panic on the way. It is more important that you take your time and take your time. If you are already at the point where you are going up a cliff area, you are definitely safer than you were before. So please take your time. And I do actually recommend that if you are preparing for any kind of an emergency, and this can happen any kind of place all over the world, not just here in Japan with earthquakes and such, but I'm sure that you've all witnessed storms and problems like that. Definitely have a backpack either filled with your original copy or a copy of your passports, your IDs, your anything at all that can identify you in an emergency. Extra food, cutlery, plastic is fine. I personally really recommend a portable toilet. That's probably one of my favorite things. If you do happen to have a uterus, then having things like tampons or pads or anything that can make you the most comfortable and safe as you possibly can be. Even though we are in the middle of summer right now, staying warm at night means that your body is not going through a bunch of, temperature shock all the time. It is important. If you are driving, having something that can break out of a window or cut a seatbelt just in case is absolutely a fantastic way to think about it. Yes, it is not worth running from death. If you die on the way, calm as much as possible. That is the way to go. Of course, when it comes to things like this, I know that we've already seen this news happening for quite a while. However, today I've been trying ever since I stopped coaching and learned about the news. I got back to my desk and then started to translate as much as I possibly could. Right now as well in Japan, we're seeing literally the highest ever recorded temperatures up north, so definitely make sure that you are not getting heat stroke. And please, again, bees, do not fret about me. I am totally fine. I live inland, so I am in a completely safe place compared to places otherwise. If you do happen to be evacuating, I do recommend that if you are around other people, and please get to be around other people, please help them out as well. When it comes to people doing things in a panicked or in a situation where you can get quite scared, right? We're all here on the same team. We're here to make sure that we lift each other up in more than one way, right? Many people can forget to hydrate, me included. I mean, Dee Dee helped us out there too. So make sure that everybody is drinking water. If possible, if you have an extra bottle of sunscreen at home, and you haven't evacuated and you are going to evacuate, bring that with you. Any extra hats or otherwise, that it does make it amazing. And yes, if the waves do make it to me, then the entire coastline leading up to me is gone, and we have a much, much larger problem on my hand. ID Papers goes extra double for folks in the US. You never know when the feds will harass you. I hate that I have to say it, but yes, hold on, I'm just getting some news. Naruhodo. Okay. Okay. I do have more information as we get into 5:30 here. In approximately 30 minutes or so, this is when high tide is going to start again over here in northern Japan, probably peaking at around 6:50 p.m. It is currently 5:30. About 4 minutes ago, we ended up getting reports from Tokachi Port, 60 centimeters, Ishinomaki Ayukawa again, the 40 centimeters, and then Omaezaki 30 centimeters, and Toba 30 centimeters. All of this information, bring it with you, even if it seems like a repeated amount of information. If this happens to be the third, fourth, etc. wave, then it is important, I find. I'm not seeing anything else that is particularly new. However, I am keeping my eyes wide open clearly not everybody, again, we've mentioned before, has the same kind of infrastructure. So making sure that everybody is safe no matter where is great. Luckily, I live in Tohoku, and Tohoku, we're very, very aware of the things that are happening here. But, oh, yeah, see, I'm seeing right now video. Oh, I'm so sorry. Seeing video of particular places in Japan, across Tohoku, up in Iwate, with rivers flowing backwards. Definitely be careful. Prime, good morning. I am safe and I am healthy. I'm good. Rest well. Have a happy time. Mwah, mwah, mwah. This is the kind of thing. Oh, hello. Ami! Amigato! Does that say 69? That's a nice thing in the middle of this crazy, crazy time. I wasn't expecting the Beeport to be so fucking crazy today. I'm sorry, V's. I mean, we haven't been able to do the Beeport forever. We have updated information from Tanegashima Nishi no Moote, 20 centimeters, Akune 10 centimeters, and Naha has recorded a very small change. Nichinan Aburatsu is 40 centimeters from 30 centimeters. Minami Ozumi Odomari is 40 centimeters from before. That's right, bees, that's right. I would like to double mention here that no matter if it's past the second or third waves, things can still change, and they can change very quickly. So definitely make sure that when you stay on top of news, that you are also taking note about, oh yeah, like, is this going up? Is this going down? Not quite sure. Things can change on a whim, and unfortunately, we're still at the point where experts are saying that we do not know if it will go down anytime soon. This means within the next 12 hours. We do expect this kind of warning to continue going until at least tomorrow morning. And with that, we would I say we, that's not necessarily true. I am just trying desperately to try and get some kind of news out there, based on the things that I am seeing online here from other sources, primary sources. I am getting new news here on Shichigahama town in Miyagi. Evacuation orders for the entirety of the town in Shichigahama. If you live in Shichigahama in Miyagi, which I'm assuming that's Matsushima. That's Matsushima. Shichigahama. Is it up here? Shishigahama. I see Onagawa, I see Urashiku, Minami Sanriku, Motoyoshi. Not Kensenguma. Shishigahama. I see Gunarirahama. It might end up being near the islands. Tashirojima, one of my favorite places in the entire world. Also, unfortunately, not able to be. Shichigahama. Oh, directly, almost entirely right beside Sendai, right here being the main area. This is Sendai right here, and Shichigahama is on this particular little, this is a peninsula desho. The entirety of the town is going to have an evacuation orders as of 26 minutes ago. This is what, new. Ha. New. Thank you for the headphones, arigato. Okay, my new information for you, sweet bees. Newer observation values. We have information for very important places for us. Aikawa, Ishinomaki, we ended up having that right up here. Ishinomaki. We have Ishinomaki here. This area is actually entirely, more, already evacuated. They ended up showing it to 0.5 meters, so 50 centimeters. Uchiura, Numazu, which is where Aqua is from, they have at least a 30 centimeter difference as of like right now. Oase is 40 centimeters. Haraido and Gobo is 40 centimeters. And Miyazaki Port is 30 centimeters. And Nakanoshima is 40 centimeters. That's as of like half a minute ago. More about that. Sendai. Okay, Sendai has updated from 50 centimeters up to 70 centimeters. Yep. Hold on. Yep. At 5:11 p.m., so 20 minutes ago. Tanegashima Island, Kumano, 70 centimeters at 5:13 p.m. That's the newest one. So yeah, as I've been saying, these waves can and will change. We do not know. It is getting worse. It is getting higher. I do recommend Carby, go to bed. Nandaro, I have been seeing a lot of information specifically about experts being a little bit worried about how the high tide is going to end up affecting us in approximately half an hour from now. Ugh. So we will see how that happens to go. Make sure, again, I will end up mentioning it once more, that if you have already been ordered to evacuate, that you definitely go ahead and get to high ground as soon as you are possibly able to. That does not mean 5 minutes from now. It means right now. Oh, hi Bridgie, good morning. Oh yeah, no, I'm not worried about my affiliate anniversary or anything, but very thank you, Bees, for being sweet to me as well. Okie dokie. So, yep, nothing else from what I've seen so far. The pain is keeping you awake. If you look at the side of this bit of Sendai, you could be like, ooh, and then like you could pretend in your brain to breathe when you make all your eye contact all the way up and then breathe all the way out and down. I hope there's two have warnings here, but I have a feeling surfers will take advantage. That's what I'm a little bit worried about as well. Remember, Japan is not the only place that ends up having warnings. We've seen warnings for the entire side of North America, starting in Alaska, of course, all the way through down British Columbia, Washington, and otherwise the rest of the west coast of the United States of America. Not just including the actual tsunami warning for a partial bit of that area down in California. Aside from that, Hawaii is kind of going through it too. I don't have exact things for Hawaii yet. I do not know what's going on in Hawaii, but I am checking out now. It looks like there has indeed been waves that hit Hawaii, but nothing. I do not have any more of that for that. Tsunami raised sea levels by 3 feet, so approximately 90 centimeters at their monitoring station, just barely north of Oahu. At around 8:30 p.m. local time. I'm not exactly sure what that is right here, but definitely make sure that you are getting off of the beach. It is pretty late for Hawaii, and most American sun news is a bit slow. Nothing major for now. Yeah, unfortunately, time waits for no one, and that's the hard part to show. I really am quite concerned. I'm concerned. I'm filled with concern. It's like 1:30 on West Coast North America right now. Yes, and I did hear that West Coast North America was going to be hit approximately half an hour ago. Let me just quickly here double check to see. Let me see. Listening one minute, my bees. Definitely time waits for no one. It's true. There is a lot. There's a lot happening. Just to check in, because I do have people that are actually right in the area in California specifically that has been it, and unfortunately my main hometown was hit, but it wasn't very crazy. Aw, Cindy, arigato. Please be safe out there. The Girl Who Left to Time is such a good movie. Definitely go ahead and watch it if you are not worried about having to evacuate. Usually this is not the kind of content that I do, bees. Personally, I was actually very, very scared of going into this kind of content today, but seeing as it could potentially help some people, I'm happy to go for at least a little bit longer. I have been trying to do translation from our news sites since I was finished coaching today at 11 a.m. And it's been a lot of that so far, so I'm not sure how much gas is in the tank, but I do hope that this ends up helping somebody, maybe. And if not, I can say that without any regrets that I didn't tell anybody to be dumb and go outside and go surfing, because I do not want that. Arigato. Arigato, Kali. I find that the cool part about where I'm actually sourcing my information, not just through NHK, specifically the NHK news that is happening there, also through Nerve and all of the emergency broadcast systems that we have here in Japan. Because of that, we end up seeing a lot more information come out. However, it's going to come out faster in Japanese, and you know who that helps? People who can read Japanese, but not necessarily people who can read English. So if I can help you with being able to get that information into English from Japanese, that's great. I live in the East Bay Area, and we haven't seen any issues in my area, but I don't know about the San Francisco areas. But yes, stay away from beaches. That's the way, Cincy! It's so real. My friend is actually currently in the San Francisco area, and I am currently still waiting for an update from them, but haven't heard anything from them quite yet. Hi, Mama, doing okay on my end. I am totally fine. And hoping that everybody on the Pacific Ocean and aside is going to be a-okay. Let me double check here. I'm going to have an watching again on the National Weather Service, because there is a United States service that actually goes through it, which is the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, that do end up talking about specifically what's happening out there. The latest one that I ended up seeing here from the Weather Service is that Port San Luis in California, San Francisco, Santa Barbara, Los Angeles Harbor in California, Newport Beach, La Jolla, and Oceanside, California will definitely have tsunami start times, but it looks like they've already hit approximately 40 minutes ago at the very, very least, if not approximately an hour ago from today. It's going to continue staying in effect afterwards as well, regardless if it's not all that much. But yeah, no, I have not seen any information from them for a bit, and people seem to be trying to ask them how's things going, but I do know that they are in a taller building and not necessarily away from the ocean itself, but I don't think there is as much danger as places say over here in Japan, in the Tohoku area and the Hokkaido area, also including, well, I mean, I'm not going to not say it, in Russia here on the peninsula itself, there are people experiencing quite a bit of flooding here. Not only flooding, but of course the damage from the earthquake to begin with. This is an area that have seen quite a bit of seismic activity in the past. However, people still live here, and people do need to be taken care of. So I did hear, and they have mentioned that it has been declared a full state of emergency from the Russian government and safety system as well, and that there will be backup there as soon as possible. You're cold! That sounds great. There was also today, specifically, I believe it was up here, wasn't it? We ended up hearing, yeah, it was in Hyogo Prefecture. Where am I? Right here. They're there. Hyogo Prefecture. It was recorded to have the highest temperatures ever recorded in Japanese history. As of today, great timing, kind of fun, and awful. You only learned an earthquake 2 hours ago when you went to check out the hive. Surprise. So the thing is, when it comes to nighttime and news, I know that it's kind of hard, especially when it's not something that you're directly affected by. I mean, to be honest, things are going around kind of as normal here in my city. I do live inland, as I was mentioning before, past the mountains, so you have nothing to worry about with me, but that's why I can use my voice to help you out as well. I'm really glad that Cindy hasn't seen any issues as well. I'm really happy to see more information from other areas. I can effectively provide more information about Japanese areas and people who might not have Japanese abilities in this area. However, we don't necessarily have really great information from other places in the world because, again, this is a global type of issue at the moment. This doesn't only affect us here and up in Russia, but also anybody in Southeast Asia and the western side of North America, not to forget about down in Oceania with slight I believe that there has been warnings announced in New Zealand and not a crazy amount in Australia, but it is still something that exists, and it's not something that we want to fuck with because Mother Nature is crazy. Blah. It is great to hear about South California ending up having a little bit less or like not less problems, but not much. Sometimes it's like no news is good news, but it's like also no news keeps me on my fucking toes, which is unfortunate. The really interesting part that I'm mentally having at the moment is that news is still coming in relatively slowly, all things considered, with the tsunami news and all of that. They have been reporting that they are still seeing waves that are quite high out in the ocean. So I'm not going to say that there's anything, this is not over until they say it's over. Oh, I am currently looking at a data point right now. Hold on. Right. Time for the full tide is approaching as well. It looks like the current graph when it comes to our goodness me. Yes. Ooh. Oh. Hold on a second. Going back to Beeport. Ah. I have new information. Okay, Beeport ended up getting a 1.4 meter or 1 meter and 40 centimeter wave that is above what we were looking at before in 130. That's right here, Kuji over here around side Noda area. It is still on trend to become higher, and if so, we are looking at a predicted 140 to 150 for our next wave, or as high as 2 meters as the full tide rises. So definitely keep your eyes out for that. But yes, it is a confirmed 140 centimeters, and it does look like the full tide, absolute full tide around Hokkaido can be at the far west side around 717, but at the far east side, and where we're actually seeing a lot of the problems is right around 650 or so is when we're really going to see that that system come. Oh, okay, new Hello. New news right now. There's a full evacuation order for Shizuoka City. That is correct. Shizuoka City, Shizuoka Prefecture. An evacuation order has been issued for Shizuoka City, Shizuoka Prefecture. The evacuation order will be lifted within the after in the tsunami Indonesia. The standard water level is less than 3 meters. It is really important that you listen to the evacuation order as it goes. We do happen to have bees that live in Shizuoka. Let's take a look down here on the Google Maps chart, just so we can take a look at where things are. Here's Tokyo, here's Shizuoka. Shizuoka is here. Shizuoka City is here. This is where they're actually seeing, let's see. Yes. Nanaro. So there's a lot of cities within Shizuoka City that are going to be, that are going to continue to stay evacuated. What happened? You just saw a notification from bed. To be as clear as humanly possible, what ended up happening is that earlier today, approximately 8:40 a.m. Right now it's almost 6 p.m. here in Japan. There was a 8.8 magnitude earthquake up in the Russian peninsula of just above Hokkaido, which means that we've been dealing with looking at tsunami observation all day long. Also in the Chiyoda ward, we ended up seeing Chiyoda City saying that due to the tsunami caused by the earthquake occurred off the coast of Kamchatka today, the train services have been suspended in order to prevent people from returning home all at once. Chiyoda ward has requested the opening of temporary accommodation facilities for those who are unable to return home. We will continue to coordinate with these facilities to secure a place to stay for those who are unable to return home. Again, make sure that it is really, really important that nobody panics and tries to rush to get home. Oh, hold on. Mi oshimicho. $50 centimeters. Okay, observed. We have some observed tsunami observations. Dumoi has 20 centimeters. Nanjo City, 10 centimeters. Updated Komatsushima to 20 centimeters. Kure Port from Nakatosa Town, 40 centimeters. Miyazaki Port, 30 centimeters. Odomari and Minami Osumi Town, 50 centimeters. And Nishiotomote Tanegashima Island, 40 centimeters. That's right. Ichinomaki Awakawa has stayed at 50. Minami Osumi, yes, 50. Checking one more time. The initial haves would have a half an hour ago. Okay, no major updates. All right, let's go. Nishinan Aburatsu, another 50 centimeters there as well. I think. Oh yes, I should end up mentioning, since we are mentioning here, or at least I'm getting the reports in my ears right now, many of the JR lines have been completely affected by the lots of suspended services for the potential tsunami as well. Usually what we'll end up seeing here in Japan is that you have Shinkansens that go all over the place, right? Everybody does know about that. Usually from Tokyo, if you're looking at the northern part, the Tohoku Shinkansen area, it'll go from Tokyo up to Utsunomiya, Koriyama, Fukushima City, then Sendai. From Sendai, they'll go to Morioka and then all the way up to Aomori. Unfortunately, the Aomori, Moriake, and Sendai were originally suspended earlier today in the afternoon, but there were reports that they have completely shut down this line the whole way through. At least that is what I believe that I saw on JR East earlier today. I'm going to double check for us again one more time. Yes. Currently, they have to have, like right now, they have the operation schedule for August 1st specifically, rather than right now. Today is the 30th and 31st. It's currently totally up in the air. Regular trains will operate in the normal timetable from August 1st, unless anything ends up happening from there. It's actually easier for me to read the Japanese site. Kanto service info when it comes to any kinds of train delays. Ueno Tokyo line, the full service is suspended. There is no direct service. It's completely discontinued. Shonan Shinjuku line suspended. And many delays. Sotetsu line direct trains are in normal operation. However, Keihin Tohoku line is in normal operation as well. That is our local train, not necessarily the Shinkansen. The Tokaido line is in the service suspension, as well as the Yokosuka line and the Ito line. Otherwise, Nanbu, Yokohama, and Tsunami line is undergoing normal operations at the moment. Do expect delays, however, seeing as there are many people trying to travel at once. Utsunomiya lines is partially suspended, mostly on the ones that are closer to the coast, as well as Takasaki line partially suspended. Otherwise, you're going to see most of the Tohoku and Takasaki area, the inlands things like the Keihin Tohoku line, Saikyo line, Kawagoe line, Musashino line, Jotetsu line, Shinsetsu main line, Agatsuma line, Karasuyama line, Hachiko line, Nikko-Rei, and Ryomo line. Towards the center of towards the center of the area, we should be all good there. The Joban line is currently undergoing a service suspension. Sobu Rapid line is also not going to happen. That any kind of direct service is completely discontinued. So anything like lots of rapid lines are going to be stopped for now. Uchiba line is entry completely restricted, specifically at Onuki Station, Sanukimachi Station, Kazun Minato Station, Hamakayana Station, Hota Station, Tateyama Station, Chikura Station, Emi Station, Amakamukawa Station, and then everything on Uchibo is on the other side of it will have a service suspension. From there, Sotobo line is going to have Kasusa Ichinomiya, Ohara, Onjuku, Kasusa Okitsu, Kawa Kominato, Awakamogawa on the Sotobo line are completely entry restricted. That means they can't let anybody else in. Service suspension on the other side of the Sotobo line as well.
I want to go back to the beach.
You're not allowed back there. They banned you. Don't you remember? Don't forget. All right. Okay. I'm not hearing any new news. I just wanted to check. Tohoku area, Uetsu main lines, there's actually construction, so there will be different kinds of transportation anyway. Otherwise, the old main line is partially suspended, but on one side between Shin Aomori and Aomori Station, completely suspended for obvious reasons. Joban, completely suspended on the up and down lines. Senseki line, all on up and down. Senseki Tohoku line as well. It's between Sendai and Ishinomaki, as you already know. Tohoku main line, both sides on up and down are partially suspended, mostly between the Sendai and Iwakiri stations. Tohoku's main line on the Shiroishi and Natori stations are also suspended today, as well as Iwakiri and Kogota station. Bannetsu and Atarazawa is a-okay. Should be good there. Nishinomaki line is obviously totally suspended. Ofuna line is actually just resuming from 4:34 p.m., which is a great thing to hear about. Hooray! Ofuna line BRT is actually ended up suspending itself, but that makes sense. It is a rapid line. There are mudslides on the dedicated road for Ofuno actually, so it looks like they'll be operating on detours at Ofuno Mori Station, Shimafunato Station, Ofuno Fish Market Mai, and Ofuno Station until at least tomorrow. That is guaranteed and full. Ominato Station has a full tsunami warning on both up and down, especially between Tono and Kamaishi stations for the Kamaishi line. Kensen Numa. Oh. Okay, they're saying that they're looking at the data and the waves aren't really weakening. Hmm. Oh. Apologies. It looks like that, yes, with the high tide approaching, that is potentially an issue, so be wary of that. Again, going from there, it's Tsugaru line is suspended on both up and down. Hachinohe, Bannetsu, and Yamada line is up and down as well. Everything else is having that heavy rainfall mudslide problem. Here comes the Shinetsu area. There are a lot. It looks like there was a malfunction in the disaster prevention information system on Shinetsu main line, so it was suspended on both ways between Kakizaki and Kashiwazaki station. And it should resume around 6:30, which is good. I was going to say Shinetsu is kind of in the inside there. Otherwise, a lot of normal information on Shinetsu there. Otherwise, a lot of things when it comes to express trains, including Denser Shonan, Inaho, Shirayuki, and Sunrise Seito, and Izumo. They're all completely suspended at the moment. Yes! I'm so tired, but I'm not feeling really sleepy anymore. Everybody be safe. I'm so sorry! I'm so sorry. Usually it's so much fun together, Desho. Usually it's so much fun. I do feel bad. I know that usually it's not. Again, I'm going to double check on anything, any kind of newer information. Again, Sendai and Tanegashima Island both seeing 70 centimeters from the beginning of the hour here. 5:11, 5:13. Whew. I got this. Blah, 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 blah. Waiting for it to flip here. Ah. Oh, I forgot news. Do I have new? Is that new? Dear God. Okay, I do have more. Okay. So from here, an evacuation order for Kasaoka City in Okayama Prefecture is currently being listed. Make sure that you do end up evacuating as ordered. In Kasaoka City, Okayama Prefecture, definitely make sure that you get out of the way. In Shimoda City, Shizuoka Prefecture, there's a full evacuation orders. It's been issued to at least 9,261 households and 17,000 people. Again, I want to make sure that I say this. It is important for everybody to stay calm, and please do not care about belongings before you care about your own life. We have seen what looks like an accidental death through panic earlier today. Specifically, a 58-year-old woman did end up accidentally driving her car over the side of a cliff, from what people assume to be driving away from the coast, but unfortunately she did not survive. Your life is your most important possession. It is very true. It is very important. Too many car batteries into the water. Yes, this is true. It's not my fault. I know that it can be really hard to hear this kind of information and news from a big thing, but remember, if you are currently not being affected by this in this area, it is okay to walk away from the information if it's making you feel shitty, right? Mentally, I was also kind of considering not doing this for more than a few reasons, but mostly because I was really afraid that there could potentially be, bad information that ends up getting to me, and I don't want to be blamed for it. But at the same time, I did feel like I'm already kind of doing the job regardless, in our couch. So, it is important that we end up It's important that we end up taking a look at it, I thought. In my heart, yes. My super rare mint condition 10 rated original Mew card. Oh, original Mew card. That's a new one. But Kumo's friendship is my most important possession. Aww, Amiga, no! You better take a great hold of it. You're not allowed to. Alright. Yeah, the earlier videos... Sorry, bees. I do admit that I am pretty tired from talking about it a lot, yes. I guess maybe from either talking about it a lot or otherwise, but you know, I am quite glad that people are generally being okay and basically doing their best to be safe. But again, yeah, I can make new friends if I don't perish. Precisely. Can you imagine how much games you miss if you don't perish? If you perish, I want you to make sure that you remember. you can have more game time. Speaking of game time, just as a quick aside, the new Poke set has come out now. I feel like it would be inappropriate for me to pull at the same time as this particular stream. So, yes. Keep that in mind. There's a lot of things happening. I know that today is supposed to be Riri. In fact, I haven't messaged Riri at all! Oops. Yes! You get it! That's it right there. If that's the drive that keeps you safe, then I'm a happy lady. That's true. Okay. Yep. Still not a ton of new information or like really recent information. However, we are seeing now that the tide is going to start to come up and we might end up seeing higher numbers from there. Yes, you don't want to make anyone cry, especially not Ruby. I don't want you to cry. Don't cry. Oh, my goodness. I feel like I've been on a lot. There's a lot happening. Again, Kuji is still the area that was recorded to see the highest amount of change, specifically in the tide from the lowest to highest, with 1 meter and at least 30 centimeters tall. I did end up hearing on, like, they haven't updated their graphics, so I'm still going to say 130, though I did end up hearing somebody say 140, so an important thing. I'm hugging my Kumo pillow and wearing, again, let me just Kumo herself is very safe. Kumo herself lives between a bunch of mountains, so Kumo herself is fine. And ultimately, mentally, I don't want to say this and have something bad happen. It can clearly change at any moment, but the fact that people have already evacuated quite a bit now is really good. We have a really good system and a lot of infrastructure and societal I guess drive towards keeping each other safe. So if it does keep you from sleeping and keep you from being comfortable, I do apologize. We can actually just look at the earth. We can look at the earth here. Take a peek here. So right up here is where they ended up having the earthquake. We're hitting it here. It still's taking about an hour for each wave to really crest, right? It is really important to see that people are evacuating. I can see where I am. I can see too. I can see all of you, and I see so many of you in this picture. No. For newer news at the very moment. think that we're basic. Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow. Nemo, good morning. Hi. You can hear my meows? I'm doing a speed test just in case, but it does look like it is getting unstable, and I do not know why. There has not been an earthquake. Okay, you can hear me? Sometimes that's all that matters. Sometimes that's all that matters. Boop. Come on. If you haven't heard about it yet, bees, as well, I will end up mentioning that there is, again, at the same time, a typhoon number 9, will end up hitting us around tomorrow. So I am not excited about that. Hold on. Infrastructure stressed by emergency calls and such, maybe? Interesting. Yeah, no, it keeps going up and down. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, meow, meow. Cats, 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 cats. Why? 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 It might just be ISP. But why? Meow, 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 meow. Dee Dee, can you hear me? If bees, you can hear me, go ahead and put little cookies in the chat. Currently, right now, we are not seeing any extra updates, so it is, we're if it's going to be a good point to put the stream down for a hot second, now is the time. Ooh, come to Tohoku, it's safe from waste. That's not true. Not true. Not true, not true. That is not true. Still laggy as can be. Naruhodo. Okay, don't worry about what's happening on screen right now. More importantly, if you can hear my voice, then let me be your radio, sweeties. Please, 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 please continue to make sure that you do stay hydrated and safe on all sides as well. Yeah, it's looking like it's kind of a good thing that I am watching the Japanese side of news, because the English side of news hasn't been updated for approximately 51 minutes. And obviously that's not so fucking good. That's not really good at all. Why? Why? Why is it doing this? Okay, come here. Let's see. ISP, ISPs, ISP, 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 ISP. Wait there. Wait there. Okay. Nope. Okay, bees. If you can hear me, that's cool. Unfortunately, it's really clear that suddenly there's some major instability. So unfortunately, I have to end the stream. However, I will continue coverage as it comes out, since I am safe and to tell Riri what's happening. Okay? Please? Okay. I love you, sweet bees. I'll see you very soon. 本当に来てくれてありがとうございます。I feel like my kilobytes per second jumped up right at that particular moment. Mwah! Lots and lots of love, bees. Please give Riri all of the information. Remember that it is more important than anything else to stay safe. Please stay safe. I may not be streaming, but I am listening to this information as time goes on. Mata ne, bye, bee!